Hey everybody, I'm going to show you probably one of the easiest MAF sensors I would ever have to change. Mass airflow sensors, they can be a pain in the butt depending on what car it is, but I've been kind of cussing out Subaru for the last few days because their engineers have made things so painful to do simple tune-up items, but I'll give them some credit where credit is due. Where they put the MAF sensor is very easy to change, so I'm going to give the engineers credit today. This is probably one of the easiest MAF sensors I've ever changed. Now, troubleshooting a mass airflow problem is kind of it's hard to do, but the easiest way to troubleshoot is unplug the MAF sensor, unplug it, and if the engine runs good at idle without the MAF sensor plugged in, it's the MAF sensor that's bad. So it's kind of an easy test. Now, I had just got done doing the spark plugs and ignition wires and a bunch of other stuff with the Subaru. I cussed it all the way. I'm sure you can see some of my other videos. I wasn't very happy with Subaru engineers when I was doing the spark plugs and the coils, because I had to lift the engine up, disconnect the engine mounts, and lift the engine up just enough to get more room for the plugs, but that's another story. But I'm going to tell you how easy it is to change a MAF sensor. Now, what you do is you get a little tool like this, Phillips screwdriver, and you take out the two screws that are holding the old MAF sensor. I already did it, and the screws are right here. So then you just pull the MAF sensor out. Here's the bad one. Now, if you can see, kind of hard to see, that little element, there's something wrong with it, but it's something you cannot see. It's internal. So we're going to go put the new MAF sensor in. And here's the new one. Nice new element. Nice new MAF sensor. Has a little O-ring gasket on it. I'll show you how easy it is to put in. Just push it in like that. Nice and easy. Then put the screws in. One little screw. And two little screw. Now, the best way to do it would be to take a little manual screwdriver so you don't over tighten these. So what I'm going to do is just take the tip off. Take the tip off of my power tool and lightly put the screws in like so. Because you don't want to go too tight on these screws, because Phillips screws are not very strong and the tips can easily round off, which makes the next time you do a MAF sensor a pain in the butt. So you don't need to tighten these more than just a little bit of wrist torque, just a slight bit. There you go. And can you believe I'm almost done with this MAF sensor? This is like the easiest MAF sensor I've ever changed. So I will give Subaru some credit there. Then you plug the thing in. Plug it in. And then we test it. Since I had put the new coils and plugs in, without the MAF sensor plugged in, the engine runs and idles great, just a little bit high on the idle. As soon as I plugged the MAF sensor in, it died immediately. So that's a good indication that there's a bad MAF sensor. But now I got the new MAF sensor installed. We'll go start the car and see if that was the deal. It's got to be the deal. I don't know what else would be the deal. Because these sensors just go bad and they don't give you much warning, but pretty much the big indication is the engine will run like absolute crap. So, stumbling, stalling, struggling for power, all that stuff. It'll run like total garbage. So we're going to go and start the car and test it out. All right, let's do it. Moment of truth. Factory door handles. They suck. Okay, I have to open this one from the inside because somebody just let it go because they didn't want to deal with changing the handle, and I don't blame them. All right, here we go. Well, not running that great, but I guess give it time. Well, I guess it's a little bit more than just a MAF sensor. Man, I wonder what the heck that problem is. I mean, it runs better with the new MAF sensor, but it's not. Well, then again, the engine's cold too, so. And it's low on gas, so there's a lot of issues here. Yeah. Well, we changed the MAF sensor. Now we probably got a few more little things to fix because it's never just one problem these days. So I'm gonna have to put some gas in it because it's running low. We'll just check something right quick. Okay, well, that's different. Well, runs better than before. Well, I guess it never really is one problem sometimes. Well, most of the time in my experience. So far it's been spark plugs, coils, mass airflow sensor, and I gotta chase more stuff. I'm gonna eliminate something by filling some gas in the tank because the owner wasn't nice enough to give me a reasonable amount of fuel in the tank. He ran it empty. So that's kind of hard to troubleshoot a car when the gas is near empty and the fuel light's on. So that's kind of a false indication of a problem. Another thing I'm going to change in the next video is this O2 sensor, primary O2 sensor. And give you a preview. To do this, you have to get the car on jacks. You got to take the passenger side wheel off. And then there is the O2 sensor. That's a long one too. It goes all the way from under the hood to way down there. So that'll be a fun sensor to change. I'll do that in the next video, and you guys have a great day. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell and all that stuff because I don't have hardly any subscribers. Yeah, who knows? Maybe my content ain't that great. Well, I try. Regardless, have a good one.